Sid, Joseph, Sarah, Shamika, Malik, pleasure. Good to see everyone. Another day, ready to rock. Awesome. So let's get started. Let's go around the room. Um, Sid, what is something that we could celebrate, and what's your biggest question?
I guess celebration. I'm getting great responses from those videos, those little clips that I've done. So um, I'm also in the insurance business. I haven't really been very active, but one of my teammates contacted me to put together a little short video for life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I did that yesterday. I put one of those together, so they were very pleased with that. So I'm really jumping into this with both feet, and I'm actually working on my course now, the clean course. I think I'm going to add some Hedra components to that course as well.
Nice.
I'm building that out and working on the syllabus now. So um, yeah. So questions? I don't really
That's
have
a
any
big
questions
thing.
right now. I know I want to automate some of this stuff. I'm not that far ahead as most people, some people are with the automation part, but that's soon to come. So I'm gonna take it one step at a time. Though. So
No, you're already very advanced and going deep into the video. That whole workflow, that's your jam. I mean, you're basically a commercial ad agency that you can start doing commercial ads for any type of business fundamentally. So it's like, and then you can start charging for 30-second commercial, 1 minute commercials, and then you that's one product, and then you can upsell another product, which is the actual running of the ads. Hey, I'll put it on
right,
TikTok as another extra upcharge, and we'll run it with your ad budget and set it up. I like, not gonna lie, I love TikTok ads. It's so easy to set it up and done. And it's a lot better. Right now, I'm dealing with uh, Facebook and Instagram ads, and I'm like, they're not, they're, these are a pain in the butt to set up, which is a whole
they are
nother thing.
absolutely. I hired somebody to do it for me the time I did it, and then I still don't even know what they did. So um, yeah, I take my time with that side of it though.
Yeah. And that's going to be more than enough. Even if you just do videos, then your plate is easier because you don't have to be managing ads. So you can just create the
Right,
creatives. And then, yeah, then the next thing too is I rather you do the creatives and then the some YouTube content around showcasing your portfolio pieces. Tag it with like Kling, tag it like Kling tutorial, stuff like that. So you can start ranking for those keywords. And
okay.
then if you want to, I prefer the course, just do a one-time buy course of the whole workflow, and then that's going to bring in some nice like cash flow, passive income more or less. And as you start building out that course, they get lifetime updates per se, and you're just selling that one 497 course really.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so I'll once I get it all set up and whatnot, I'll pull you in again just to get some more information on how it should run and get a little bit of feedback on it.
Yeah, launch early, sign up for Stan Store. That's gonna be the quick, fast, easiest. And then yeah, then it's mostly, think of it this way. Definitely part of your weekly routine is publishing at least. I really want to push you 5 YouTube videos a week. One,
Oh, that's not bad. I can do that.
yeah,
I can do that.
they
I'm already. I've been kind of consistent on the daily, so I think I can definitely make that happen.
and use OBS to like record your screen.
Oh, okay.
That's the
That's
easiest.
that's what I need to do. That's what I definitely need to do. Yeah.
I'll do a OBS video and then post that, so you guys could see how to set it. Because I just set it up for another. I just finished building out a whole YouTube studio for another member in the community, who's going to be doing YouTube videos. And OBS, dial it in. You could use your desktop. You could use any camera, mic. Just keep it simple. I'm using that just to because you could have your screen and the little picture box of you in the middle. Super simple. Record the whole video. It's on your computer. Glean or Descript. Um, Descript if you want to do a do have a script that you want to read and have it fix your eyes. If not, Glean, super easy. It's just gonna drop it in and one video, one take, drop it, edit it, and then upload with a good thumbnail. The thumbnail is gonna make or break everything. And speaking of content too, yeah, let me just touch quickly on that for content because this will apply to everyone.
All right.
Winston, which actually, shout out to Winston, he's on TikTok right now. Super grateful for Winston for introducing me to. All credit goes to Winston. Uh, let's see, I'm gonna watch this video and we get his name. Okay, but what is his name? Brendan Kane. Brendan Kane. So, full credit to Winston for introducing Brendan Kane. I highly recommend. I'm even going to buy his book. I've been watching these videos. And after a while, you get the gist of how it's really rethinking how I'm thinking about content just in general. TLDR is basically every man, it really forces you to rethink content. Meaning, there are timeless formats, is what he teaches. And a format, I'll give you two formats. One can be School of Hard Knocks. So why is this kid exploding in virality? Is it him? Is it the people? And it's actually not. It's the format of it. And format of this is basically man in the street. Basically, you go up and you interview people. So that's a theme, and that's a format. And there are timeless formats to different content. And when you find a format, the format is what gets you virality, not the content per se, for example. And another one on a very simple, I'm just going to do, let's say, Star Wars. Pick any movie. Why every movie is so successful is because they have the 3-act play, the beginning, or also the hero's journey. That's the format of basically every movie that's successful. Is they can't stray away from it and try and be original. It's technically, it's like you don't want to be original and do your own thing. It's like everything from So every movie follows the 3-act play, which is also for some people it's like hero's journey. Do images. You don't have to do the hero's journey, but it's just to let you know that there's man on the street, hero's journey, and there's about like 400 different ones that he's talking about. So you want to find a format that fits for your brand or what you're doing, for example. And so he's going to go through as you start watching some of the videos. And let me put some of them. The ones with Myron Golden are really good. Let's do Brendan Kane and then Myron Golden because he's been on his show. So just listen to these 3 interviews, and you'll get the gist of basically. He'll explain why formats are important. He'll explain different types of formats, and then I don't know if. Because next is I got to read his book. Because next I want to put together like a library of different formats so that you can choose the format for your brand, and that's what's going to make your content go way mega viral. Because these formats don't change every decade. A trend is something that's just one time, comes and goes, maybe lasts for a season. But these trends, such as man on the street, these have been done for decades. As far as like you've seen talk show hosts, Jay Leno and some other people, they've always had like some type of segment of this, and so that's what I learned from basically Brendan and rethinking how I'm doing content on a whole different level. So, and then he has some really good books too. And then eventually, all credit to Winston, is I'm going to take those interviews plus his books and rebuild a new custom GPT to basically like a script writer GPT, basically. So I think he even has his new one, The Guide to Going Viral. So this is his newest book. Oh no, this is his newest book, How to Grow a Million too. So cool. I'm going to rip all the books, put them in. That's a weekend project. But just something to think about content. And then I'll put together a list of like what are the main different formats that people could start using. But good stuff. Nice, nice, nice. Awesome. Well, keep crushing it, Sid. Keep producing, keep sharing. Um,
Most definitely, absolutely.
I think you're gonna take AI video to a whole nother level as you fine tune your workflow, as you build out your portfolio, because that is one of the most popular themes of content that people on my page for. Is anytime I talk about AI video, here's what it could do, here's a tool or something. Those videos do really well compared to any of the other ones, which are just like basically automations is another big one, big topic.
Gotcha.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's go with Brittany. What's a win we can celebrate, and what's your biggest question? Suspense. We'll come back to Brittany. Sarah Janes. Hi, Sarah.
Hi. Did you say a win and a question?
Yeah, what's something we could
Okay,
celebrate?
so I had a bunch of partly created courses, and they were kind of sitting there, not launched, not earning any money. So I sat down and got ChatGPT to be a bit of a life coach this week, and we came up with a kind of a plan of what I should be concentrating on right now. And in 2 days, I've managed to finish an entire course and two upsells, and that actually launches tomorrow morning. So that's another like big win because it's a big tick out the way, and I can move on to getting the others out the way. I'm trying to clear everything out the way so I can just focus on my AI.
Mm-hmm.
And it just keeps pulling me down and pulling me down. So the sooner I just get these out the way, the better, really. So I'm really, really happy to have them done. And my question for the week is: you are running some kind of post every day for 1,000 years, or some kind of challenge, and I, I'm desperate to just get started with. I post content for my other brands, but not for AI, and
Mm-hmm.
it's on my hit list, and I can't think of a better way to kind of do it. To be honest, so is this part of our group, or is it a separate thing, or what?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like some way to like put a little accountability, or people log it or track it or like promote it a little bit better. It's like it's slowly getting dripped out of people like learning or hearing about it. Because as for everyone here, really doesn't matter where you are in your business stage. Fundamentally, it's like I want you more to get the discipline of posting content consistently, and by consistently I really want to stretch you all to post 3 times a day, 7 days a week. Like it sounded outrageous when I was like when I first started, but all the members, my whole I don't how I got to where I am today was that one routine, that one habit. And it wasn't like building the best product. It wasn't like learning more about AI skills. It was just posting consistently, just giving a ton of value. I don't, you don't have to do the live streams. You could, that's bonus, extra, definitely. But just start posting content because I really want you, for all of you, to start building an audience around them coming to you as a thought leader, or for updates in whatever your industry is, basically.
Cool.
Toast, toast, toast.
So, on inside the community, I've not gone through everything yet. There's an awful lot of stuff in the community. It's fantastic.
Toast, toast,
Is
toast.
there somewhere that kind of shows you a simple way to get started doing the split screen vertical videos? Because I feel that that's kind of either just a background video or background images with, with headshot kind of thing, or split screen. But I didn't know if you had like the whole process, because I keep running through it in my head.
Yes. Are
But
you?
it's nice to kind of see how someone's put it all together and all the different steps, because it's not just a video, is it? It's so many different things. And if we're going to be creating 20 odd a week, having some kind of streamlined system might be really helpful, at least to start.
And you're talking about this type of video, right? Where it's split like this.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
And yes, this is a new format I'm working on, and to me, I find it the easiest per se, but there are certain elements you have to have to do this. And I did record a course on it in how to create vertical content on your computer. The only difference of what I'm not doing here is I'm not adding the subtitles. So you could do the whole process that's in this video, but I find right now not adding the subtitles, one, saves me more time, and then two, doesn't really have that much of an impact on the videos, having captions or not having captions. It's enough of a visual distraction person, because basically captions are just another visual engagement element, but you have the video that's playing up top, or reference image that you're referencing per se. That's enough of a visual that I find the videos now are a lot cleaner, where it's just me, my voice, and then you're watching me, and you're not having this little thing, just distraction popping up, which is the text kind of thing. So I'm testing this out, and it's having the exact same performance as any of my other videos. So it's just also the topic too. So to do this, and I'll go through this real quick. We should have another OBS session as well too. Joseph, hint, hint. Is step one is setting up an OBS screen specifically for this. So there's OBS. Okay, cool. OBS is so powerful. Love me some OBS. Now, there are some caveats of what you need in order to do this. They're not mandatory, but they're just going to make it a little easier. One of the biggest things is you definitely want two screens. That's I'll just set the base there. At least minimally a two screen would help. You could do this all on one screen. It's not going to make or break anything. Like you could do all this with one screen, but if you add another screen, that's going to make it nicer. Or two screens. If you have a nice camera, that also works really well. I don't know why my Sony one is like bugging out, but yeah, so having a nice camera also makes it nice. Not mandatory. You can use a webcam. So the way it's set up is basically you create a new scene. I'm actually gonna do this one, yeah. And in vertical shorts, there we go. This is it. So, and I'm just gonna duplicate this. Duplicate so I can mess this up. Delete me, just so I can play with this one. So the way it works is that you only have two elements in here. You have your whatever your camera is, and that's your Sony camera. So you create a scene by adding a little plus symbol down here. Creates a scene, which is just a folder of elements. In that scene, you can add sources. There's really only maybe 3 sources. There's your camera, which you can add plus, and then add your camera here. And this is, you can name it video capture device. And then you can choose if your webcam, I'll just like, you could do your webcam, or I have a nice camera, it really doesn't matter. So some camera, discard. That's important. And then second is your screen right here. So this is just showing my desktop screen, which is basically just showing OBS right now. The way I've hacked it is that you're going to put yourself roughly in the middle. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to go through a couple times to edit to get it kind of dialed in, but he's roughly going to be in the center and he's at the bottom. Your screen is rough. You want to align the right side of it, and you're going to change the size of it. When you bring in a Chrome tab, I'm just going to bring in this Chrome tab, for example. When you bring in a Chrome tab on Mac, if you move it, if you slam it up against the right side, it will automatically cut it in half. So then you could kind of see how this whole screen now, and if I just do AI in the news, so now you could kind of see how this kind of overlaps And I'm just kind of moving this back and forth to try and just get this so the left side lines, the right side aligns, and the layering is going to be Sony camera on top, whatever's on the desktop computer behind, because if you do this, then you can see like this is basically going to be in front. So we just want to just change the layers. So Sony camera in front, cool. So now when I record, once this is like set up like this, I'm super lazy. Like I have one ChatGPT, and you guys have the AI script writing GPT inside the ChatGPT course. If we do AI. So in the course and community, you have access to the custom GPTs right here. And then in this course, you have at the very bottom, I put a lot of pre-built ones. There's the viral script GPT. You could play this one. And it gives you all the instructions to basically rebuild it. All he does is take whatever article you paste in, and he'll output like a 30-second, 45-second script with a hook, value, and like a call to action. That's all he does. So I'm so lazy, which is always a good thing, that I have my script writer right here. So this is the script writing GPT. I'll take something in the news and I'll be like, hey, enjoy slop, what's coming next, whatever. I'm not even gonna read it sometimes. I'm gonna copy all of that. And you do have to give it a command of like, turn this into a script, paste, and then paste it. And he is gonna write the script for me. So that's a perfect 30-second script. There's a hook. Do you think AI generated content is bad now? You haven't seen nothing yet. Oh, makes me sound smart. No, not AI. Lazy. So then this is why it really helps having two monitors, because I'll move this script next to the camera off to the side. And so I'm looking to the side, reading the script line by line. The last videos, I'm so lazy, I'm just looking directly at the script. For the videos starting today, I'm going to be signing up for Descript. You're going to pay for the $35 a month. Oh, let's do monthly. You're going to pay the $35 a month plan just to get access to the eye contact feature. They don't put it in the 24 hobbyist. Is like, dang, gotcha. It's expensive being a creator. So now I can literally just look at the script, read it line by line, and in the edit, CapCut has eye contact. What? Natalie, you're amazing. Oh my god, I'll look into that. YouTube, the CapCut eye contact. You just saved me $35 for this. I love the community. You guys are amazing. Fix eye contact in CapCut. Okay, let's put this in the description.
Hey, ever wish you could all...
Oh my god. Natalie, you're amazing. There we go. Put that video there. Oh, look at that.
I
Oh,
did not know that that was in CapCut.
I don't know. Natalie. Like, what?
That's nuts.
Hey,
I
ever
have
wish you could
CapCut
always-
and I had no idea.
What?
I would recommend using the CapCut desktop app.
Mm-hmm.
Super easy to find it.
Gotcha. Sweet.
Cool.
Oh, they do the mobile.
I use BigView as teleprompter on my phone,
Nice.
and that has the eye fixing thing automatically on as well. So that works really well, and it's not expensive.
Nice. Here's the video
But the
for
one
that.
thing I have noticed with all of the eye things, you still need to be facing forward. If you're tilting your face at all, it just looks weird. So you have to look forward and then use your eyes to look sideways.
Yeah. It's a trick. Yeah, but yeah. Oh, and I'll compare it, obviously. If it works for that, great. Then if not, I'll just buy CapCut, because this is, or Descript is just to compare and see like that. But that's because I want to be super. One, it's going to cut down the editing time with Gling as well too, and then two, I could rip out, because my goal is still 10. It's like 10 every 3 days roughly, or 10 3 times a week roughly is like my goal just because my schedule is picking up. So that's script writing, and then back to here with OBS. Here, okay. So then I just record a video, show something. I'm gonna take this one and then slap this here, and I'm trying to just find like a screenshot, scroll. I'm just trying to find something on the page to talk about. It's either look at this article or even I'll just find a YouTube video that talks about whatever, just to show something or play something in the background. And I'll be like, da da da, did you know it could do blah 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 blah. And then from this, I'll drop this video into Gling, and Gling will edit all the mistakes. And then after I take it out of Gling, I think it deleted all the files, so it's not going to have anything. Yeah. So once Gling edits all the mistakes from it, then I'll drop that into CapCut for changing the resolution from a horizontal. There is a way to do it in OBS, but it messes up all your other settings. Then here.
So, quick question. With Gling, it's basically taking out all of the filler words.
Yes. If I click K, Gling does like three things. It removes the ums. It removes any mistakes, like you're trying to say a sentence, but the third take is the best sentence, for example. And then it also removes any dead space as well too. And so when you're recording a video, just record one long take, and anytime you mess up, just pause for like 2 seconds and then try and say that sentence again. And that's all we're using Gling for, basically. I don't recommend
Go ahead.
I don't recommend any of the other features like audio enhancement, B-roll, smart captions. I don't do even like there's even a way to like correct. I don't even know what that does. Like I don't use any of those other features, for example.
Okay, so it's basically like the script, kind of. You can edit by the transcript. Have you, how does that compare to CapCut's feature that does something similar?
I haven't tried it.
Okay.
I may, because they fundamentally do the same thing. Like Descript does the same thing. CapCut's just recently has been adding these new features as well too, so they're trying to take more market share as well. So it's just trying them out to see which ones you like. Because I may move from Gling all into Descript, and then but also compare it to CapCut to see like how well CapCut, because CapCut now does also the captions, if I'm not mistaken now. So it's just testing them out, but those are the main features that you want. Eye contact, editing using a script, or basically editing using the transcript, which is amazing, or we'll call it like auto edit per se. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, we may outgrow Gling pretty quickly because now I want those other features. But yeah. Also,
Thanks, Jonathan.
also we could pump out more content faster, because it's like it does like those doing 3 times a day will start building your following, will start building your audience, will start building, because everyone here, I think pretty much everyone here, you guys all found me from organic content from TikTok. Honestly, it was the algorithm doing its job. I just had to feed the algorithm an obscene amount of content, so I flood the feed, and they're like, oh my god, this guy's posting 3 times a day every day. It's like, and then everyone, if you interact with any other AI influencer, you'll eventually get my contact or content as well too. So the algorithm knows, like if you interact with Sabrina's, or there's only like 20 of us, honestly, which is weird, that pumps out consistent daily content. That's all, at least in the AI space. But because we do so much volume, that's how the algorithm. And then the other thing too is, if you want to go a little extra, the live streams are how you convert into sales, for sure. Going live consistently, or something like consistently, it's basically, you also think of it like you're conditioning your audience to basically tune into their favorite television show. They're like, oh my god, John comes on at 6 o'clock, quick, put the kids to bed. John's on, I gotta get the pen and paper, I gotta learn something new about AI, or get up to date on it. So it's like, then you start conditioning them. I don't know, but like this, doing 7 days a week at the same time has been helpful. I need to add a like 9 or 10 a.m. show because of the time zones. Majority of everyone's on the East Coast and also the UK as well too. So that's a whole nother audience that I'm missing out on, because that's why I dropped the 9 p.m. show my time and then kept the 6 p.m. show. But then I need to add a 9 or 10 a.m. show and then do that 5 days a week because then because what live streams do is they nurture your relationship with the audience. They build the relationship. They breaks the fourth wall. You get to talk to them, see them in the comments, add value, because what you're really doing is answering their questions, helping them where they are, versus all other content is one way consume. So you get to actually serve, get to help build value, and the value is just giving a ton of value away for free, so that most of the people I've interviewed, they're like, if you're giving away all of this for free, I had to see what you were charging for on the back end. It's like, okay, cool. So then, and the sales cycle is pretty short. It's usually within 14 days that if they're my ideal client and they have the disposable income ready, they'll pull the trigger and sign up for the community within like 14 days. Others, they need time to readjust their finances, or usually just time is also a big commitment too. So they'll next month. So it's more of like I treat it like the stock market. You want more time in the market than trying to time the market. So I'm just going to show up every single day consistently, and that's the content game, because then you just don't know. It could be a late night show, mid show, something that you say, the time is just right, and then they join, kind of thing.
Can I ask a quick question?
Mm-hmm.
I think I missed the beginning of the call whenever you were talking about how to do those 3 pieces of content a day with writing scripts and stuff. I feel like I overthink it. Like, for instance, I have like 7 scripts right here, but I want to do the split screen, where it's like me at the bottom and there's a screen at the top. But I'm spending way too much time on Figma creating the mind maps to kind of walk through. So I'm curious on how you kind of navigate this.
Yeah. So, these are really good questions too. I spend as little as much time on content as I can. So for example, and I'll give you 2 hacks. Hack number 1 is inside the AI community, or actually the social media course, which is right here. Cool. So okay, cool. So in the course itself, I give you a couple strategies. Strategy number 1, how I started and got my first 10,000 followers, was using the strategy of saving viral videos to a TickTick list or a Notion database, either or. For example, you're scrolling on your phone. I can't show this on. Sorry, yeah, let me do this. So, because you guys are visual. So here, that's why I love Mac, because I can show my screen. Give it a moment. Nice. Welcome to my phone. And so if you go to TikTok, okay, so I'm scrolling just like you. I'm like, cool. Oh, look, this might be something AI related. Let's just say this, for example. Bad example. Let's see if I find. Actually, let me do this. And then, no, don't give me a Sabrina. Okay, cool. Monica, no pressure. Say Monica did the split screen. Oh, no, you're doing the green screen. Nice. Say this was a video that, number 1, follow all of your competitors. Unfollow everyone, no friends, and only follow competitors. There's really only 80% AI influencers, 20% community members, because you guys are my competitors. Sabrina, Matt, Farmer, they're gonna feed me the news of what's creating content, for example. So I just open up the app, and then after I start scrolling for a little while, it starts showing me their videos. So let's say this was a video that I was like AI related. I'm like, okay, technically, who's running ads too? Technically, you want. I see all you guys. Let me go to Matt, for example, because this is important. Say you come across a video, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to be original. Great marketing tip. Let's take Jack. This is a video, 10,000 views. Okay, cool. So he did a video, and let's say it gets a ton of likes. By a ton of likes, I want more ideally I want more than 100,000 views. Honestly, more than 100,000 views would be great. And then I'm like, okay, this is A, relevant, and B, value for my community. So I'm just going to click the share button. I'm going to scroll over to the more option, and yours right here on iPhone, you won't have TickTick and Notion here by default. So if you scroll down and you go edit actions, and then let's see. Oh, here you go. So slide over, go to more. Then top right hand corner, you go to edit, and I add TickTick. If you have TickTick, it's way easier. If you have Notion, Notion works just as well too. So you just need some database tool that has a list, basically, is the feature. So then I'll save this video and I'll just save it to TickTick. By the way, the TickTick course is out. I have a list here under inbox called content. And then I'm not going to change the title. I'm just going to add. And I'll do this over and over. I'm like, yeah, this is relevant. Share, 3 dots, and add to my content list. I don't do a certain number per day. I don't do, it's always just, and it could be a Reddit post. It could be anywhere. I'm just saving any viral quote unquote content to that TickTick list. So when it comes times to do content, I'm like, oh my God, 4 o'clock, I got to create content. I don't know. I never know what I'm going to create. Never, ever know. So I go to TickTick and I go, what's the list? Here's the list. There's the content list. And these are all the content ideas. All of these content ideas have more than 10 to 100,000 views, which is great. I don't want to be original. And then I click on the first one. And I go, what is this video about? What's the hook? What's the topic? And how can I visually show something like this next? Okay, AI, NAN for social, for AI content. I am so lazy. I will look for an article. I will look for a video or even an image. Something visually that I could show. Let's take this for example. I want to show something simple. I want to at least, if it's a video, great, I'll show some parts of a video. If it's an article or a screenshot or something, I'll show some parts of it too. And then I'm like, okay, cool. Then I'll go to my custom GPT script writer. If it's an article, I'm basically the news now, so I just basically just take news articles, pop them in, and I got super easy scripts. That's like the easiest. Sometimes I'll just talk about, I'll just input the topic of like NAN for social media saves time for content creators. Because this script writer GPT will take an article or take an idea and then give me a 30-second script, basically. So it's like, what if you could automate half of your social media workflow and you don't have to hire a team? I want that hook. Everything is off the 3-second hook. It will make or break any video. It's like, what can you hook their attention with from there? I'm now going to be a little more controversial, spicy, and try and break your train of thought after watching that guy's video. And then I go and I set a time limit too. I cap myself no more than 8 minutes to create the video from start to finish. If I find myself like thinking too much or pausing or not taking enough action, I'm like, good enough. I panic. And I'm like, just something, whatever, just press something. How can I get faster? And so I really, because I want more. Believe it or not, the more unprepared you are and the more raw, the more polished and professional your video is, the less it's going to get views. It's actually the more raw. And I'll make up scripts in the middle. I'll say, because I know Gling is going to edit all the mistakes. So I'll set up the studio and I'm like, okay, cool. I got some NAN stuff here. Slap this on the right side. And then I'll just hit record. I'm like, yeah, okay, record, okay. And then you're like, here we go. And I'm like, I'll just record it, but like, creating content sucks. What if there was a way to automate? Oh, I messed up. If you mess up, stay cool. pause for 3 seconds, and then go back. You'll be like, wouldn't you like to automate your social media content without hiring a team? Okay, perfect. That's a good sentence. Cool. And I'll try and get next sentence. I'll be like, oh, can I show something? And I'll be like, okay, I need a visual. Every 3 seconds, if you could show something, that's like the hack too. And I'll be like, this one social media automation will actually automate your entire content. Did you know that? I'm like, cool sentence. Can I show something else? And I'm like, okay. And there's a bunch of free tutorials on da 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 da. I try not to memorize them too, because people like to laugh too. So like, people will remember how you made them feel more than the topics that you're talking about. So it's actually, I'm trying to be super positive and super it's pretty much positive because I want to leave them. I'll laugh during some of the videos too, to be like, oh my god. Like the one video that did really well, surprisingly, was the more human you are, surprisingly. Like this one video, it was not only the topic, which was AI video, but it was also me in the middle laughing about it. Okay, cool. All these videos, 500, 500. That one's got 3,000, but this one, that one's because of the topic. And it's mute. This is just
prayer for 30 days. Obviously, I prayed. Let's see how that goes.
All right, guys, it's official. They're throwing me into the lion's den. I'll film what I can, Dre, and if I survive, this is gonna blow up.
All right, welcome to my crib. That one's asleep. That one's just staring.
This is just a reaction video. I'm just reacting to whatever's topical or something like this. I thought your AI, and people call it out. They're like, AI. They feel so confident. Like, that's AI. That's not John. He's not. It's like, that's the fake version. It's like, doesn't even create his own content. I'm like, sure. If you want to say that's not, all right. It's usually days that I don't have my coffee, and I'm like, I ran out of content on that script. I couldn't care less. So it was recorded, done, and then I'll drop it into Glean, edit it, drop it into CapCut, vertical, and then here's something I'm testing out too, kind of thing. When I drop it into Metrical to schedule to post, I'm actually taking the article or something, going to YouTube, and searching for some popular article that talks about it, like whatever's the first keyword, because I want this in like a Metrical post, because this is going to give me the title and this is going to give me extra SEO text, for example. And yeah, if you like, technically, if you think about it, and I thought about it, it's maybe like $3, $4 more of the difference between Metrical and Buffer fundamentally. The reason I still kind of like Buffer because it's quick, fast, but you're going to pay a little extra only for X, because X requires an extra surcharge for you to use AI to post, where Metrical automatically includes it in the price. It's a couple bucks, but it really doesn't matter. And in all honesty, I don't really look at the analytics, although it's nice. I really don't look at the analytic feature from Metrical. So, and then I personally kind of do find Buffer faster for uploading. Metrical does this weird thing where it has to load twice before it publishes. Whereas Buffer, you drag and drop the video, add your captions, and publish, and it's done. It just loads it once. Metrical takes this extra time to be like, well, I got to process the video right now. Where Buffer says, okay, cool, I got the video. I'll buffer it later. So it's a little thing. And it's time. It's really just trying to get that whole workflow through as fast as you can. And because it's almost like Germany, World War II, Blitzkrieg. I just want to show up. I just want to flood volume of content. So every time they open up the app, they see my face, because the algorithm says, oh, new content. By the way, if you follow him, here's new content. I want to show up every day as annoying as possible, so I stay top of mind. So then I can funnel you to my live stream to then nurture the relationship, and then have one offer to pitch everyone, one offer to pitch. I'm just pitching the AI community. And it's a low ticket price too. It's $1 for your first 30 days. So it's an irresistible offer. I highly recommend everyone have something low ticket, $1 to $9 that you can sell, because those are the people that buy that are the ones that are going to buy your mid and high ticket products later on. And also, I don't recommend building lead magnets and give away stuff for free, because you'll get an email list full of tire kickers basically. So that's why it's like I'd rather build an email list based off low ticket people, then I could upsell those people higher ticket stuff later on. Let's see, doing 2 a day next week. Just pump them out. Honestly, your first 20 videos, 50 videos, no one's going to remember, kind of thing. So it's like, just get the reps in. I want you guys to build a following, honestly. That's the more important part, is when you start building the audience, when you start building a following, because do your face on camera, because it's a long-term strategy where you can now leverage your personal brand, where you could get on interview shows, where then you could funnel hack other people's audiences and bring them into your world. You could do summits, you can do whatever product that you sell, you can sell a lot of it. So it's like, I don't recommend the faceless stuff content. So join everyone for the 90-day challenge. There's Go for it, Sarah.
You mentioned, as you were talking through, you mentioned that someone had a green screen, and then someone kindly answered something in the comments. But I'm just trying to figure out why and where you would use green screen over split screen.
There's the feature in TikTok itself, has the green screen feature. And I think I even have, part of the course somewhere. I think I have it somewhere in the social media course, how to do green screen just on your phone. There's kind of like levels to it. And I started off with just recording content, just me. Then I moved to figuring out how to do green screen on the app itself. I think I have the course in here as well too that talks about that. And for that was actually pretty easy. I think somewhere in here, call to action, editing videos. No, it's not. So the green screen app in the phone, in the TikTok app, because if you want to start very simple and you just want to be consistent, very simple, and like the easiest of all the methods, just use the TikTok app. And when you do green screen, you can airdrop articles into your phone and just take screenshots. Because a lot of my old videos that do really well, they still, like Sabrina Romanoff still does them. They do really well. Is these green screen ones where, and it's all, the nice thing too is that one, you're editing in the TikTok app in real time. If you don't like a take, you could just hit delete, for example. And so all of these are green screen, and they do really well. One, because they're recorded natively in the app, so the app is more incentivized to push your content because you made it in the app. Two, these green screen ones do really well, but if you notice, I move around a lot. So like,
let's compare ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Grok, and Perplexity and show you which one you should use when. Definitely want to book
new scene, new scene.
The chart's going to help you choose the right model for the right task.
New
because
scene.
not all models are the same. ChatGPT's.
So I'm constantly hopping around. I'm zooming in. Every sentence I'm like, let me talk about something. Let me share you a little secret right here. Hey, did you know about this? But it's actually not da da da. And I just switch between. So I'm every 3 seconds, I'm just visually trying to break your brain, break the pattern. Because your brain is just trying to look for a pattern. Once it figures out the pattern, it goes boring. So you're just like, new pattern, basically. These are really easy to create because you basically just need like 4 or 5 screenshots of anything, put them in, and then you can move you around as you can make it bigger, smaller. You get this cool little like green screen pointing kind of thing where you point. Like these videos did really well. I'm just lazy and I just don't want to. I want to sit down and actually just record. It's actually the scripting too. Those you don't have like a script, so you just have to make up your stuff as you go. That's the easiest. I wouldn't recommend like a studio with the green screen. That's a whole nother, because then you got to, the software you use, you got to add it basically to do the green screen. So I don't recommend it. Think of it this way for everyone, because everyone's at different levels. Use the resources that you have, and don't worry about if there's any extra per se. If it's just your phone and a green screen, done. If it's just you and no editing and you're just walking around the block talking about tips, done. I'll highlight I'll highlight Mr. Jones. Look how simple and consistent Mr. Jones is. He just sets up the camera and just starts sharing value. That's all. He's really good at hooks too. But he's consistent. He'll set up the camera, different scene, and then he'll just talk about something. But it's the consistency. While none of these have much like for views per se, he's consistent. And so that's where a lot of his content, I mean, his most videos don't get that much views, but he's always posting. So he's always showing up in the feed, and his stuff is just valuable. He does a really good hook. He's going to give you a ton of really good value. That's really going to be the main thing from there. So it's like, keep it simple. And then once you go through like phases of your content, kind of like, then you can add more complexity basically. Cause I've started with just the TikTok app and, the TikTok, for content. And that was it. I rocked that for like 60 days basically. And then I learned how to do green screen. And I was like, okay, let me try green screen. And then I did green screen. That's the easy. And then I just edited inside of the TikTok app itself and then just post it. You technically don't need to post on any other platforms. It's just TikTok fundamentally. If you want to go, but I will recommend also adding YouTube to your content strategy. YouTube will, for those videos, they're evergreen, whereas TikTok videos are short term. Not if you think about it today, you don't really remember many of the TikTok videos that you've watched within the last 72 hours. They kind of just come and go. But when you think about YouTube videos, you went to YouTube and watched them for some intention, to learn something, for entertainment. YouTube videos are more memorable and have a higher intent, plus also higher disposable income audience is on YouTube. So I really want you to like really don't miss out on prioritize YouTube first and then TikTok Shorts second, basically. But YouTube takes longer to grow, whereas TikTok is quick and fast. You could get an audience, gain a couple thousand subscribers in a month on TikTok. YouTube, that's going to take like 6 months to get a couple thousand. Like that's going to take a year, like just because YouTube's more slower growth. But those followers are more higher intent and more higher value to your business. All my high ticket clients come from TikTok or YouTube. They don't find me on TikTok or Instagram. Those are like B2B businesses, basically. Hope that answers. Join the content. Post 3 times a day. Go live once a day. It would change your life. Nice. Any other questions, Sarah? Sarah Janes.
No, absolutely not. It's been brilliant. Thank you, everybody.
Keep it simple. Set a timer. Whatever you could put out in an hour, done. That's it. And then just stay consistent. Nice. Let's go, Clavette. What's a win and what's your biggest question?
Hey everyone. So I would add to that, I have been trying to post, not last 2 days got thrown off, but I was using captions to do the split, and it does the eyes, it does the B-roll, and removes the ums and everything else. So I would definitely say check out captions, the one with the Thanos thing there. I definitely shipped it because I was not happy with it, but again, done better than perfect. And the big win was I did an AI training for a group of executive women learning AI. So I was asked by a business development or business coach to come in to support her community teaching AI. So it was my big win.
Bravo.
And it was a big one, stepping out of the shadows.
Being in front of camera.
And
Congrats.
I guess my question that I've been bothering you about, still on the whole automation, because I know that one's becoming a very hot topic for everyone. Thanks, guys. You have no idea. That was really
That's
hard.
huge.
Is it best to have like a, I guess, pay for N8N make? I know you're liking the Zapier these days. What would you say? Like, I feel comfortable using Make, and I also want to get comfortable with N8N because I find most people are kind of leaning that way. So that would be my question.
Nice. It always comes down to time and what's the problem that you're trying to solve. And depending on complexity is when you're going to be choosing a different tool. Fundamentally, you could get most of it done in all three, either of them, pretty much. But the biggest thing comes down to time. How much time do you have to build, test, and deploy it? That's why I like Zapier, just because it's quick, fast. I'm done in like 6 minutes. I don't have to worry about that. Make.com, there's a lot of extra, and they don't have certain pre-made modules. Although they have a big library, Zapier has an even larger library of pre-made modules as well too. And then if you're going to go into N8N, N8N is unique because it has the chatbot or the form. It has the chat widget as an input trigger, basically, which Zapier and Make don't do. You have to use another tool to get some data in, for example. And do you need agents is basically the only reason why you also go to N8N kind of thing. So and again, it really comes down to speed. How fast can you build this solution type of thing that it solves whatever that specific problem is, for example. If it takes weeks to build, something's not right. Either skill set with the tool or complexity of the problem that you're trying to solve, or basically like, because we always want to think of like, what are we automating? Do you have like an example?
At this point, I just want to do a bunch of videos showing the production of showing an automation. So just building up very simple ones where it's kind of solving kind of standard everyday issues that people don't wrap their head around. So, but wanting to build that out to go, look, it's just this easy. Because that's a big, I guess, to do with a lot of individuals.
And then the end game. Are you solving it for a business to solve the automation, or are you teaching that tool and what you could do with that tool?
Sorry, I just had something spicy. It was trying to choke me out. It would be so I had a business coach said, if you can automate my full process from start to finish, I really don't care how the AI works. Just build the automation, bringing in the lead nurturing all the way through to getting it to my CRM, and then helping me kind of develop from there. That's awesome. I would totally pay for that. I really don't care about AI. Like, that's not their wheelhouse. They're like, teach me how to use the tool you made. So I have that camp that's coming to me. And then I also have the other camp that's like, but I want to understand it because I want to safeguard my role. So I need to know how to do it because I want to safeguard my role in corporate.
Nice.
So I have kind of like two camps that are kind of asking me same thing, but for different reasons.
Nice. Both are just as profitable. It's just niching down which one do you want to, because the other one where it's per project, per client, if you build that automation, only build automations that you know you can resell to other people in their competitors, because then you can productize that automation and say, hey, do you struggle with lead gen, trying to get the website and nurture and get it into the CRM? If you're using these tools, great. I have already pre-built it. And if you're doing this coaching, the problem is everyone has different tools per se, because what you don't want to do is do a bespoke automation for every new client. It's not energy efficient because then you can't productize everything. Everything's a service, takes time. You could charge a lot for it, but managing them over time gets more and more complex, because you're going to be the one that's responsible for managing, upgrading, or tech support, basically. The other side, yeah, the other side is teaching, which is, I find, more profitable and easier to scale. If you want to learn at that tool, NAN, Make.com, or something like, for example, then you could do a course, or community if you want to. Community takes time of commitment, or a course they just buy and it's done, basically. So you kind of want to figure out which is the audience that you want to serve, because they're going to be two different camps. Whereas the content, let's call it education side, you could just go create content about NAN, show cool things about it, get traffic, and then funnel that through to the course or to the community. That's scalable, because then it doesn't matter if 1 or 50 people sign up for it. It doesn't cost you more of your time. Whereas the other side, you have to now do outreach. You have to go find clients that are in that niche to do that automation, which they can do. But then, one, you're limited on your time capacity. You could only serve so many clients per month. You're going to charge more for it to make up for it. So they're roughly going to get you the same amount of money per month, basically. But the online education digital course is always going to be more scalable. The other one, the only way to scale that is to then hire people, which is added cost, management, and you're going to get into that. You're basically an agency at that point. So you want to pick the road that you want to choose, because I learned this the hard way. You can't do both. You can't do services and courses and community at the same time. I learned they do not scale, and they're actually separating your time from growing one path. So it's like,
I never thought about it that way. Thank you.
I learned it from Maria Wendent, I think is her name, kind of thing. Yeah, she does. She's all digital products, low ticket digital products, scalable. She makes close to, I think, $1 million a month, something like that. It's some outrageous amount. But she does not do services in any way. And they're two completely business models. And she was the one, after I was going through her courses and her coaching, she's like, you can't do both at the same time. You have to, because I was coming from the service route of like, I want to do services and AI automation and digital marketing services and stuff like that, but I could never scale it. That's why I closed it down. I could only take on a handful of clients. Every client wanted bespoke stuff. I had to be tech support managing when things break down, or on the weekend, hey, something's not working right now, which is like super annoying. And then on the other side, but there was a hard mindset shift that I was like, oh, low ticket volume, just charging $97 for a community, that means I need a couple hundred people to get my income goal, basically. So it's like, it was a weird shift of like that mindset, because I never did digital products before. I was like, how do you grow and scale digital products? And that's where I had to learn, because the time for the services was actually taking time for me to do the amount of volume of content I needed to gain the attention to grow the digital products.
Okay.
So that's why I'm posting 10 times a day, like 3-4 times a week, because that traffic converts into the digital products and scales pretty nicely. And then also adding ads makes it super easy. The other side, there's a lot that has to do into outbound, because you have a smaller demographic of niche, and they'll always have objections, especially when it comes to high ticket prices, because I wanted to eliminate sales calls from my business model, because then the only way to scale is you have to hire a sales team, versus this low ticket, there's no sales calls or discovery. People don't bug me to be like, hey, can I get on a meeting to see like what's it like in the community? It's like, you either buy or not. So that's where it's scalable kind of thing too. And then it's autopilot too. You'll make money even when you're sleeping, which is the super nice thing. So that's why I push a lot of people. You're going to do courses or you're going to do community, and that's what's going to scale your time. But they're two completely separate business models, services versus digital products.
Okay. Thank you.
Take my lessons. I learned the hard way. Awesome. Dr. K.
Hello. Good day, everyone. I John. How are you?
Amazing. Blessed day of my life. Hello, everyone.
So interesting enough, at first I was about to say, you know what? I don't think I have anything to really cover today. But then after hearing Clovette speak, I was like, I would like to continue that conversation because
Yeah.
you really got me thinking about my own approach as I'm currently rebranding my business. Um, so I initially launched my consulting business, which is Dream Catchers International in 2016, and I focused on a lot of one-on-one coaching, right? And also leading workshops. I'm currently even on a retainer right now, where I facilitate professional development trainings for local CareerLink in PA. And so, but recently I've decided to really shift gears to focus back on the coaching aspect of my business. Like I have a DBA called Firestarters, and I'm relaunching that. And kind of to your point and to Clavette's point, like I realized that I want to really veer away from the service base. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I love working one-on-one with my clients and doing that individual coaching. It's just very taxing, especially because I also teach on the side. I also teach part-time at a university, and I have other nonprofit I'm working on. I have a lot of other commitments, and so it's just tough to be able to give that level of time. And so I want to kind of look more into that model you just mentioned. Like I know I do have I have a brand rebranding strategy that I built out.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hop on camera here. I have a rebranding strategy that I built out where the idea is that I would have a three-tier three-tier program, right? The first tier would be just the basic community, like just basic low tier. The low tier would be the basic community where people could join. I would be similar to this. I was thinking about using schools, and we would have access to other leaders, entrepreneurs, creators, innovators who are looking to sustainably scale, right? Because part of my target audience are those individuals who may be dealing with burnout, overwhelm. They have great ideas and maybe in a great business that they have in the works, thriving, but they feel like they're constantly working in their business instead of working on their business, so they don't have time to enjoy themselves, enjoy their families, and they may feel depleted. And so, okay, so let me wrap up. The whole concept of this new tier program is that they would give them the basic community part. The second tier would be a level up from that, where now they will also have access to weekly calls. And the third tier of that would be the one-on-one coaching. But now I'm like, oh wait, do I even want to do the one-on-one? I mean, even though I'm still working with even one-on-one clients, like I'm like, well, for everything that I have going on, I'm about to move abroad, out the country. I want to make sure that I have, especially since part of my goal with working with entrepreneurs is making sure that they are sustainably scaling. I want to make sure I'm also doing the same. And I know I'm a good writer. I published my first book in 2012. And so I'm leaning towards maybe focusing more on writing, publishing more books, and doing more courses, evergreen courses for digital products, and kind of going that route. I mean, I still want to do the community because I believe in community, but I don't know. I'm just now the wheels are turning after I heard that previous conversation, and it just really has me it has me thinking about how I might want to plan this out in a very automated and hands-off kind of approach.
Nice. This is going to be very interesting.
Can I chime in real quick there,
Go for
Jonathan?
it. Yeah.
Because I would definitely say you and we can take this offline and have a strategy session, because that was originally coming from corporate as well, dealing with originally talking about leadership and burnout and overwhelm and using AI to leverage their emotional intelligence so that they were better adapt for their roles. So definitely an opportunity. Open to having a conversation. We can collaborate and build something.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's definitely make it happen. I'm all for it. Yes, and it's interesting you say that too because of the aspect of emotional intelligence that I do focus on with my clients, and just even with this rebranding, I initially rebranded myself as a leadership strategist slash mindset coach. For that reason, but as I have been in these communities, as I've been doing a deep dive into my ideal client avatar and think about all those different elements, I realized that too, that I want to still deal with emotional intelligence and mindset, but I even want to be more strategic, more niche down in terms of how I approach it. And so I'm also thinking about rebranding myself as kind of removing the mindset piece and calling it authenticity. Because it speaks more to the core of what I'm aiming to achieve with people. I want them to reclaim their power and to get in alignment with their authentic core self, so that they can show up wholly and boldly and unapologetically. And so thank you for giving me the space to share this, because I'm literally I've been literally having all this in my mind this week. Just kind of playing Tetris and putting the pieces together. And so, yes, it's great to talk it out today.
Beautiful. No, you're definitely in the right place. A lot of people, it's like trying to figure out offers is the biggest thing. Business models, complexity is also a hard thing too. And also, what life do you want? Do you want a life where it's a lifestyle business where you have the time to travel, have the time to be with family, versus the demands of like a service-based business where you're always on call, you're managing a lot of requirements and stuff. So being very strategic and intentional about what are the offers that you're going to offer, are they scalable? And then two, it's a big thing of saying no to a lot of things. Like for me, I've mistakenly took a one-on-one client this month. It works out great, but at the same time, I went against my rule of basically it's a service or a digital product, and I'm already seeing the consequences of that. Time and attention is taken away from me creating content to grow and scale the actual community, which should be the sole focus. So we'll learn. But let me introduce you to, so fundamentally when it comes into coaching, there are two business models that you can do. And we want simplicity. Complexity kills. Go to McDonald's. They have 48 different things on their item. You go to In-N-Out. They only have two things. You're going to either get a burger or fries, and that's it, basically. So we want simple. And I'm going to show you two business models that work from this. So, and it's always going to depend on the level of attention for your clients because fundamentally, whatever program that you're going to develop, it's behavior change. How much time can they do it? Can they do that behavior change on their own through a course, or do they require mentorship, coaching, Q&A, and additional attention so that you can fine tune? Basically, it's almost like losing weight. So you have the accountability every week to meet them so that they don't fall off or they don't continue to keep momentum too as well too. So I highly recommend is group coaching. For what you're doing, and you're only going to have 2 levels starting off because complexity kills. So you're going to have a lead magnet, something $7, for example. You do need some low ticket just to separate all the people that are just tire kickers to come into your world, so that you know, like, hey, okay, you're actually that's going to be either your books as you continue to publish them on Amazon. I mean, that's say it's for $7 to basically $29. Like think Myron Golden, for example. Myron has the book From the Trash Man to the Cash Man, $29. Actually, it's $47 now. Actually, no, it's $75 now, which is like, whoa. But that's his basically lead gen, lead magnet, where it's paid for it. So that's your books. You could also do pre-made webinars in that camp too, all paid, only paid, basically $7 to watch this 1-hour masterclass. That's going to be your lead gen to separate all your content. Your content is the free stuff. That's what's going to separate for people who are like, okay, I want to get closer to your methodology. I want to learn more about what you offer, Dr. K. They're going to buy your books or attend your pre-made webinar or masterclass. The program of which you're going to sell on the back end is what I highly recommend everyone is group coaching. You can do a couple different ways on the group coaching. I recommend starting, let's just say starting off a 6-month program. Right. Because it's going to take time for them to do this behavior change, both in their mindset, their habits, and also learn the skills is fundamentally that they're going to change. And this is going to be fulfilled by a series of pre-made courses or videos, plus weekly group accountability calls.
Yes.
And that's exactly what this is. This weekly group accountability call, 1, I get to solve your problems. 2, continue to add value outside of the courses. And 3, it also increases retention rate. So you continue to renew every month because you're getting the attention, the time, the help, versus courses, you're on your own kind of thing, type thing. So you get that, basically it's continued to nurture, and it's really accountability fundamentally. What any behavior change is like, it's always keeping people accountable. Now, for the price for this, $497 per month.
Oh, per month.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So $497 times 6, $2,000 for a 6-month course is roughly, and you'll increase the price ish for this because for them to make this change, they need to pay attention for this. If it's a low ticket community, you're not going to get the behavior change that you're looking for, and they're not going to pay attention and do the work that they need to do. But if they pay $400 a month, they're going to pay attention. They're going to attend the meetings. They're going to do the work from it. And this is your mid-ticket program from there. Then, this is your introduction, basically. Everyone has to go through this introduction level for them to learn the mindset, the skill set, and the routines of what we are basic. And you always have some, like, whatever, 5-step program, 3-step program, methodology, framework, your 4 pillars, your 5 pillars, that the basically 4 buckets that they need to learn to master to get this specific type of transformation. Then you have your next tier product, or same thing as another group coaching program. This one could go for a year, honestly. Same thing with this one as well too. Think of this as more of an accelerator. They come in, it's short, there's a fixed price, there's a specific timeline, they're going to get some transformation. What you're doing is you're separating the people that are ready to commit to your higher ticket program versus the ones that may need to go through this entry level a couple times before they're ready to transcend to the higher level. And you're separating, let's say, beginners versus advanced. And you're separating because like if you think about the community fundamentally is just to help you get your first or next $5,000 to $10,000 in monthly revenue. Once you have that set, you're going to be playing a different game to scale from $10,000 to $50,000 per month. There's a whole different stuff I have to teach you that's not in the community to get to that level kind of thing. And I'll show you where I get the inspiration for this model. Go for it.
No, I was going to say, this is actually spot on. This is essentially the direction that I was going in, with the exception of if it doesn't include the high ticket, which included the one-on-one coaching. But this is exactly what I was aiming for, except I was missing the piece about the digital products in the beginning. Like I didn't have that factored in. But I wanted to do the group coaching and call it Fire Starters Academy. And at the end of the 6 months, it would actually receive a certification. Because my doctorate is actually in leadership, and so I'm going to make it, even have like a little virtual graduation, kind of make it that will come with that tier. And then now the one prior to that, the what I initially had as my lower tier offer, which you have listed as a 12-month. Now, I initially thought maybe I would give them the option of doing it month by month. So it would be for people who maybe wanted to fill it out to see, if it was the mix, like the right, mix for them. And also kind of filter out the people who may not be as committed to the process. So, but are you suggesting that I should make it where they have to be in for the year?
Well, this program right here is going to be $1,000 a month. This is your high ticket program. Oh yeah, this is
Okay.
and
Okay.
because if you think about it, it's a value ladder. So we have the low ticket solved, we have the mid ticket solved, and now we need a high ticket solve solution from here. This is your profit multiplier, basically. The first two are technically just going to liquidate your cost to get a new customer, because you're eventually going to go into ads. So you need to liquidate that ad cost eventually, and it's going to come from the revenue from these two programs, fundamentally. That's going to give you the capital to basically invest in ads to truly scale and automate your business, rather than just because content will build your brand. So they go and check you out and see you're the thought leader and expert in that, but it's not going to scale your business. All businesses need ads to grow and scale, all of them, no matter what. And they're going to be funneled into a webinar, a masterclass, or something like that.
I see.
Now, this program, only the people that go through this program can graduate into the higher tier program. And there's a different set of transformation that you're looking to help them solve. Not everything is in this program, for example. This is your more advanced. This is basically your business mastermind. Your mastermind of people that want to do this for life. That they're like, I want to take it to the next level, and I really want you to help. I've already got you be clear about what the transformation is from here. And they're like, look, this is basically your trial. They're like, and you don't want to do. I don't recommend it. Yes, it's $497 per month, but it's technically a 6-month program. It's not a month to month. They could renew every 6 months, basically, because what they're going to do and what you don't want to do, is have churn, because if they churn, and they're always going to have churn. They'll be like, it's going to be finances. There's a myriad of excuses that they'll have. They'll be like, you know what? They'll look at the bill next month and be like, no, I don't know if I could keep doing this. And they're half in, half out, basically. So that's why it's more of a 6-month program. That's all that you're really just paying. Was it $497 times 6? So it's let's just round up, $3,000 program. You could start off and make it $2,000, but you're charging fundamentally full price for that. The monthly price, there's technically it's basically an upsell and a downsell. The upsell is, hey, if you pay right now, it's going to be $3,000. If you want to do monthly payments, then you're going to pay a little bit more, but we'll get you in on a monthly payment plan as well too. That's fundamentally what you're doing here for the next tier. But you need commitment from them to commit to your program, to your training. Because right now, say for example, Coach Jaja right now is revamping her whole business because she's trying to help women like make $10,000 per month. But because she's doing it at such a low cost to the program, she has high churn, and she doesn't have commitment from them to do the homework, to do the work they need to reach that goal. So that's why she's very frustrated with the type of clients. So that's why it's like low ticket. It's like low ticket, low commitment kind of thing. And then this will bring in predictability to your business and scale, and you don't need that many people to grow, to reach your monthly income goal, plus also to give you the capital necessary you'll cap this at some point. Like, let's say 10 members, for example. You could only give attention to, say, 10 members that are paying you this amount for it. You're eventually going to hire coaches underneath you. The coaches are they going to be the ones that are going to attend the weekly calls, give them the accountability, and you're there for high level. That's going to allow you to scale way, way faster, way, way more. And then, because then you're going to be spending more time with these people. This are the ones that and you could do the same thing. Add a team. They do the meetings and the accountability and the training, and you're moved up to the higher level, or you spend less and less time with them, because you're basically, what you're doing is you're productizing your expertise. You're adding the courses, adding the roadmap, and then filling in the blank every time they have a question. Be like, oh, you're right. I need to put that into the course, so that's step 2. We need to add a step 2.1 kind of thing. And this is it. Starting off, this is your whole business. Because the one thing that you're going to spend most of the time from here is content and ads. That's what's going to give you the lead flow to fill up your, because it's going to be a numbers game. There's going to be some percentage of people that attend the webinar or buy the book every single month that, let's say on average, 2% converts. 2% will convert into your coaching program. 2% will convert into your higher ticket group coaching program. And you'll find that you just need a bigger top of funnel, which is going to come from either spending more on ads or creating more content, or content also is also getting on other people's, getting interviewed, going on like a speaking tour, basically. That's going to bring in more funneled for, they're all going to get funneled into one of these. And then percentage of them will attend and go into this program, for example.
Got it. Okay.
Now, credit where I get all this from, because also too, Brian Mark. Brian Mark is he's a business coach for fitness influencers. And he makes, I think it's like $1.5 million a month. The way in his whole business is just 3 programs. They're all group coaching programs. One's $500 a month, one's $1,000 a month, and the third tier is $1,500 a month. I'll put it in the chat. Each level, it's always based on transformation. Level 1 will just get you to your first $10,000 a month in monthly revenue as a coach. Certain things you have to learn. Fundamentally, it's content, niching down, and having a front end and a back end offer. Second tier, once you're making $10,000 a month and you want to go to $50,000 a month in monthly revenue, you have a different set of problems. You need, second in that category, which is this next level, you need to now hire a team, basically a setter, an appointment setter, and a sales rep, and then also one coach, so that you're a little removed away from doing the group coaching itself. And then second, you need to get into paid ads to scale your offers. Once you're at $50,000 a month, your third level is how do you get to $100,000 a month. From that, you now have to build a team and managers, and you're managing the managers who are managing the team, which are executing, and your team is either doing content, doing sales qualifications. So when they reach out in the DMs, you're qualifying, and then they're basically called appointment setters. And then you have your sales team, which are taking those appointments or booked appointments and closing high ticket programs, basically on the back end. They're charging it could go up from, I've seen $1,500, I've seen all the way up to like $5,000 and they're like 6-month programs, 8-month programs or something like that. Cause you get the commitment for them to get the transformation of what they're looking for. That's his whole business, is three group coaching programs. And I highly recommend for everyone to listen to his podcast. To me, it's the best business podcast, honestly. Change Lives, Make Money. He gives away all his secrets, his programs, and then where I got this whole thing of like the weekly group accountability. I asked for a win. I asked for what's your biggest challenge. All of this whole framework, this format comes from him. He does this with his different tier group coaching programs for his different members. And then he has a team that will do one-on-ones with them to answer any questions or do any nuances with maybe, let's call it the 4 pillars that they need to do: content, offers, sales calls, and fulfillment kind of thing.
Love that. Yeah, I definitely plan to do the accountability piece. That's actually mapped into the group coaching plan. It's something that I did years ago when I started up a ministry, a campus ministry, when I was an undergrad. Shows how many years ago. But I believe in the power of accountability, and I'm even thinking about actually having accountability partners where I would assign people with another person in the group, where they can on the off weeks. This is for the second tier, the 6-month program, where they would have a person on our off weeks. They're meeting with one another, right? So one week we'll be doing a weekly coaching call. The other week they will be meeting with their accountability partners to make sure they're following through on their goals.
There is a risk with that because think of it like the blind leading the blind. What if they're all accountability partners are basically in the same level or camp, and pairing up someone who's a little far advanced versus someone who's just starting off, you risk them both not knowing what to do, or because they're both in the habit of change. Like, say for example, I take two people and they're trying to lose 100 pounds each, and then I make them accountability partners. Yes, that's going to help for them showing up and for questions and stuff. But at the same time is like, they both need to be talking to a coach to identify what are it's always like habits, mindset, habits, and skill set. Is like the three things that we need to change, and they'll be a little bit different for each one. So it's going to be great for retention, keeping them in. I don't like saying this word, but cults do that. When you join a cult, they assign you an accountability partner just so they keep retention. It does work. There is ethical, like it does like help, but it helps people. So you definitely want to do that, but you want to make sure that you guys are leading a very strict curriculum, that they know what they should be checking in for that kind of thing.
Yes, they would have a list of things that they want to check in with one another. But I will give that more thought. Maybe I can set it up where there's a coach that is assigned. Maybe each coach has a group that they facilitate. I don't know, or maybe we just have an accountability call.
You're going to be doing the accountability call every week, and then it's going to reach some capacity. I'm already like feeling it with these calls. These calls go 2 hours, and I'm like, oh, I need more members to basically, because it's low tickets kind of thing. So it's like, so these will eventually, say for example, what happens is those accountability calls will eventually be handled by a coach. And that's how you're going to scale. You'll have you have one group, they have another group, and then you're funneling them in and getting them assigned so that you know the capacity per group. 6, 10, 20 maybe, for example, is like the max that one group, one coach, and you'll find that out as you go through it. You can max out, let's say 15 people is the max that you could give the attention and making sure that they're going through the program. And then on the other side too is like, start small, $2,500 for the 6-month program. And then you're trying to open enrollment, because it's a 6-month program, you're going to have enrollment every so often. Like you're going to have 2 a year kind of thing. So you want to, there's a lot of content and hyping up here, building the list, hyping them up, saying we're opening enrollment June 2nd or something like that. There's only so many seats, which adds scarcity, which adds exclusivity, which is great. And then once the cohort's done, it's capped. And so you need to figure out what's your monthly income goal so that you know how many seats to fill and cap it at. Then that's going to reverse engineer, let's say 3% conversion rate. How many leads do you need that are from here, both these two camps? How many leads do you need to come in from these two camps to reach that 2% conversion goal, basically? Okay. And then these are high tickets, so you're going to be doing sales calls.
I see. Okay, got it. Awesome. This is really helpful. Thank you.
Simplifies. You could do that too. It's like, it's gonna set you up, and then you can have other fun stuff. You can have retreats. You can have
yes, I do retreats. I've done them in the past, and I'm looking forward to getting back into. I have it's called the Traveling Mastermind Workcation, because I want people to have the best of both worlds. So we're working, but we're also I intentionally incorporate relaxation and some pampering in it, so that they could also take time to pour into themselves while they're working their business. Mm-hmm. So yes,
you got it.
I'm super excited. Maybe the next call I'll ask you about what ways I can automate some things, like with the agents, the AI agents. Is there anything I can do? But I don't want to take up too much time, so I save that. But I would be curious to see in the future how AI could help with some of the automation for it.
Yeah, your biggest, and for everyone too, your biggest game right now is content, building the audience. So when you're ready to launch any program or product on the back end kind of thing, you have the attention enough to convert, and they're already warmed up because they need to see you every day. They need to see. So that's why it's like, for everyone here, it's like, do the content habit. It's a lot of people want to push off content because it takes the time commitment, but that time commitment actually grows the following that turns into the sales. And if you don't stay disciplined or aren't consistent, then your audience isn't going to grow consistently. You're not going to have enough attention for whatever product or service that you want, kind of thing. And also a cheat code too. Everyone could just cheat and buy ads too. That's the cheat code. You can, if you have the budget for $1,000 a month, minimally, you could run ads to a $7 webinar and fill your funnel that way, and it runs on autopilot. The algorithm is always going to take that one offer, always send it out, and that's the very simplest way to, like, then you don't have to do that much. You technically don't have to do that much content or live streams. You don't even have to do live streams. You could, but it's going to help, but not really. Gonna be the biggest thing.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This is good stuff.
I want you to make that FU money so you can live that lifestyle. So yeah.
Good. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you. Let's go with Sarah Beck. Good stuff. Cooking.
Hey.
How's it going, Sarah?
I am so glad that we had this today, or I got to jump on because the questions have been so good. I went live for the first time the other night. Scary. Just on my computer and glancing over at the camera like, is anyone coming on?
Pop in,
it's
pop
so
out.
Weird feeling. Then people come on, and then you've got your typical 12-year-olds, trying to, do whatever they do. But actually, I had a few, probably 10 or 11 new followers from that.
Mm-hmm.
Just talking nonstop about AI. So that was fun. It was funny because I started hearing myself repeat stuff that you say.
Yeah.
It's like, Jonathan. And then I'm just starting to post content, which I'm excited about, but also nervous about because I'm thinking, okay, I'm posting my content. Where is it going from here? So I'm trying to get all of my ducks in a row as to what I'm actually offering and doing. But one of the things that Flavette and Dr. Kent, I can't say your first name.
Dr.
Is it
Kent.
Kiana?
It is. You got it. Yep, it's Kiana. Hey, no worries. I tell people Dr. K is fine because to help with the pronunciation.
Oh, it's
but
too pretty to shorten.
thank you.
So, but as I was listening to them, I was typing in my little Genspark thing, and it asked me a question which kind of launched off. It said, in fact, I typed in, Jonathan, what you said verbatim about changing behavior, that you're wanting them to change behavior. So I asked it, what would be the quickest thing that would get people to change their behavior if I were to offer them, because it knows already what I'm wanting to do. And so then it asked it to me back, which 15-minute action would create the biggest aha moment for your typical client that I do already. And so that kind of launched my whole kind of breakthrough moment, because there is a process that I go through on Genspark. In fact, about 2 a.m, my brother texted me, and he's an evangelist, and he feels super stuck because he doesn't know anything about AI, and he knows about TV and radio ads, and he's realizing that's not working anymore. And so I quickly did my thing on Genspark, and he had Oksana's not in here, but she knows exactly what I'm talking about. He had a digital dashboard of who his audience was, what they need, how he can reach them, just like all of the things. It brought he like texts back like, oh my gosh, what is this? Like, how did you do this? It read my mind, what's going on? But it brought instant clarity to something that he's really been stuck in, and validation that he couldn't really express or articulate well. And so anyway, I'm so glad that you guys both asked these questions, because it kind of took me down this journey as to what is going to be my little model. And and knowing the room too, I think is really important. The culture of the audience that you're trying to reach. For ministry people, they're not going to want to hear about who's your avatar. I mean, that's a blockbuster movie for them. They don't know what that is. Or who's your ideal client. That's not going to work. So it's going to be better if I phrase it with who are you called to serve, or what's your assignment, who are you assigned to, those types of things. So I'm learning, and I think it's these calls have been super, super helpful. So thank you for that. But my little wins are actually posting and then walking through how you do it with CapCut, because I have a CapCut membership, but I haven't really used it. And Natalie talking about the eye movement. So all of this has been super, super, super helpful. And knowing how much we could charge every month and a monthly call or a weekly call, and we're getting like 5 or 6. So thank you, Jonathan.
1000%. Everyone's fundamentally in the same camp. Learning how to create content consistently, figuring out what's a front end low ticket offer to bring people into your world to qualify them, and what is a mid ticket or high ticket offer that's your profit multiplier from there. And that's the whole game. It's just getting more clearer on who that is, so that your content is more hyper specific and hyper target. So when they open up that, they're like, oh my God, you're actually speaking towards me. Like, this is actually what I need. And then second, low ticket to bring them in, and then your profit multiplier on the back end. Myron Golden's 4 irresistible offers, just starting with 3. And then it's just the putting in the work time, where you're time blocking every week to actually go and create content or do live streams as a commitment of part of your weekly schedule. And that's what's going to build the following. That's going to, by just showing up consistently, serving, giving a ton of value. That's what they're going to come back again week over week until the time is ready for them to come into your world as well too. And then thinking, what is the type of different products that you can sell? Is it a group coaching program? Is it a one-time course? For example, just thinking of something to productize your knowledge or productize their transformation. And then that's going to help you grow and scale, basically. But fundamentally, everyone's going through the same camp of the same skill sets of trying to just do those 3 elements right there.
Well, and to the clarity of asking the question, do I want to do courses or do I want to do the community, was a super powerful question. And what you said about you can't do both well was really good. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because a lot of people, surprising enough, a lot of the courses, because I see all the go to the community too. Like, I see people's. I don't check it out that often. Look at the retention rate. Not many people are actually completing the course. This is the custom GPT course. This one's the ClickUp course. There's only one module in there. If we do the ChatGPT course here, a lot of you guys went through it. And then so it's like courses will get them so far, but a lot of what the value that they need is Q&A specific to where they are. For example, if you can say, for example, like Sid could teach because the scope is so narrow and the transformation is so clear, as far as like, I'll teach you how to make a video using AI. Here's the tools, do this process, and you're guaranteed the transformation. Basically, that can be productized into a course. And then any Q&A stuff or questions and stuff or update, that could just be updated in there as well too. It always comes down to what is the behavior that we're trying to change. And sometimes, depending on the behavior, if it takes more time to change, then you add the element of the communities are basically low ticket courses. That's fundamentally what they are, with just Q&A. But then sometimes they need more attention, and it's actually, they just need to pay more, because the paying for them is the commitment to say, I need to do this behavioral change. I like the weight loss example. Like, if I'm spending $97 a month, I'm not going to stop eating carbs. I'm not going to stop eating like Krispy Kreme donuts, even if you tell me no. But if I pay $400 a month, I'm not going to touch Krispy Kreme for like, no, I just bought some last night. That's why it's top of my mind right now. So they're actually paying for their commitment in the change, because depending on, every person is a little different. How long is it's always the biggest question I wrestle with. What is the clear transformation that they're going to get? And then second, how long does it take for them on average to guarantee that transformation? Because your product, when compared to any other product, think of like the weight loss pill versus going to the gym kind of thing. How fast can you get them that result? And their for them to purchase any product or service, basically, they've struggled with this pain for some period of time. They've tried some other things that didn't work. And that's why it's like it was probably a book or a guide, or they watched some YouTube videos or something like that. And then the other side is, okay, what have they tried? Why hasn't it worked? And why is your methodology or framework different, kind of thing, than all the others? And it's usually because of a framework, pillars, or it's usually actually accountability. Surprisingly, is actually the biggest thing offering. And you do need to charge appropriately for that, for example, kind of thing.
Right, and this your vaults right here, the whole left side of that, I find myself going back in there as I need something, like the custom GPTs. I'll grab the lock it down phrase, which I should be throwing. I actually just did throw it into Notion, but I find myself just kind of hunting and pecking through it, where I'm not looking that I've actually completed the course when I probably have, but it's like so much information. It's such great information. It's like, don't take that away. So I feel like it's my little security blanket to go figure out how to do something. That's
because we had this talk yesterday. I'm trying to figure out, for me in the business, who is my ideal client, what is the clear transformation, and the biggest difference between this program versus any other AI program is fundamentally is hinders on me because of my skill set and the ability to solve whatever technical challenge that you need. And the technical challenge is pretty broad. Like this morning, I worked with one member to build a custom GPT to automate one part of their business. Then I spent the other half of the morning building out a YouTube studio for another member that wants to get into YouTube content. Those are two very polar pain points, and so that's where I was like, it was actually so great that we talked about that yesterday, because it's like fundamentally what I'm trying to do is encompass the entire business MBA, digital business MBA, for entrepreneurs to leverage both technology and AI to make their first or next $5,000 to $10,000 per month, fundamentally. And what other programs don't have is this is everything from productivity to content to monetization to automation, in my basically 5 levels, 5 pillars, basically. Yeah,
well, and then look at what type of people you are attracting. I mean, you've got brilliant people really in your community. I don't know how I got in, but brilliant people. I mean, it speaks a lot of that whole variety that you offer, from your background of marketing to all of the tech stuff.
And it makes it unique too. We have so many different industries. It's not like a gym launch where I'm just doing fitness or just one industry per se. We have from HVAC to leadership to ministry to video graphic design to AI automation.
And it tells you that the system that you have works for any field, pretty much, that's dealing with people.
And it's the accountability. Though every week you could come in and guarantee that we will solve, or I will solve your problem to keep your business moving, to give you either the strategy or the technical skills you need to grow and scale your business, which is unique. But yeah, this is just a start. It's going to grow. It's going to grow more. But I appreciate each and every one of you, honestly. And then, yeah, go for it, Clivette. Ask your question. We're still rocking.
Thank you. Oh, I don't want to cut in front of anyone if they haven't had their chance yet. I can wait till the end.
Go for it. Ask, because then it's just Marlon and Christina.
So, in doing that training with the executive women, I'm personally doing my own AI training with my 16-year-old and putting her through my own little mini AI boot camp, because we all know the world that she's going to be inheriting is going to be vastly different. She doesn't like this, but I'm like, I'm sorry, you're going to learn this because you have to. And that's the situation. And, expressed that in the group, told them that, because I was trying to paint the picture of why they need to use this within their corporate worlds, yada, yada, yada. And then I said, by the way, I'm doing this with my own kid. And then several women are like, is that like a camp you're going to be running? Like, I would absolutely pay for that. I'm like going, no. Just holding my own kid accountable.
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't know, like replicating not to the depth or level of yours, but like I think kids are going to want to be on Lovable so that they can have like a tangible little app or something fun to play with, but also learning the tenets of ChatGPT and like GenSpark and stuff like that. I don't know if that is viable and or should even float out there at all. So there's, I guess, putting it out there for the group to kind of help with that.
Yes, I want to encourage all of you. One, copy me, and then two, teach AI to your community in any way. It could be through workshops, and for surprisingly enough, there's a lot of underserved demographics from kids to older adults to people that are not just entrepreneurs. Like there are millions of people that are just every day that just want to learn how do I use just ChatGPT for life and maybe for work. I know it could do a lot, but I'm not interested in making money or doing a business, but I just want to work smarter with the tools. I want to take advantage of these tools in my life to diagnose medical issues, to file to get refunds on lawsuits or something like that, or like it's so powerful just to teach these tools to different groups. I used to teach, they're kind of still around. They're called makerspaces. Makerspaces were basically access to 3D printing and STEM tools basically, but they had a lack of training or trainers at that time. So I would go around and do my own workshops. I created my own curriculum and I said, okay, let me teach you the 4 steps that you need to use these tools in the way. Just like I said, it's always the tools and the process that they need to learn to do some outcome, for example. And so highly recommend teach AI workshops to all the schools in your community, to the universities in the community, to all the local private, even just like, I know there's like the Rotary Club, but there's like groups that meet in your city, not just the Chamber of Commerce, but all of them are trying to figure out, how do I take advantage of these tools? How do I use them properly? And the biggest question out of all of them is, I'm overwhelmed. Every week is a new tool. Which one do I need? What's a VO3? I don't even know what a ChatGPT is. And it's like, I don't even have that installed on my phone. And so I talk with AI to everyone, and I'm always curious. I always survey. It's like from the barber all the way to Uber driver. I'm just trying to figure out, where are people at? And still people barely have, they haven't even downloaded ChatGPT on their phone yet. Is like majority of where everyone is, and they're overwhelmed. So keep it simple. Teach a tool, just ChatGPT, and then teach workshops, beginner and advanced. Keep it simple and charge for the workshops, and do them same time every bi-weekly, for example. And the fun part is now you have a party to invite people to. You're like, oh, you're kind of interested. Look, every 2 weeks on Saturday for 2 hours, 90 minutes, I go through the fundamentals, everything you need to learn. I'd love for you to come. Here's my website. Here's my link. Can I get your contact information? I'll send you more details. And you're just inviting people. Hey, and you're hitting up groups, clubs, organizations, and saying, hey, I teach AI. All of you should have full confidence. I know imposter syndrome is a big thing, but full confidence to fake it till you make it, that you guys, just being part of this community, you are in the 0.01% of what's possible with AI. You know so much more that like you can go around, and don't ever worry about like people asking you AI questions that you don't know. It's usually software developers that are like the main ones that are like, hey, how do I do a vector database, Miss AI expert? And I'm like, I don't want to serve you. Go away. Go do your own nerdy thing. Like, I don't serve people under, like, it's surprising enough, people under 35. They're usually can figure it out on their own, but they're not prioritized as far as, it's usually surprisingly people 35 to 55 is usually my demographic range, that people are like, hey, I need to learn this either for work or for life, or it's important because AI, everything is AI, but I just don't know where to start. I don't know where to go. They're not watching YouTube videos as well too.
Oh, can I jump in, John?
Please.
So first I need to say I love this community, because the timing couldn't be perfect that this conversation is happening
Mhm.
because I'm actually looking to launch a youth program. So two things I'm working on as we speak. I literally just developed out a whole youth program, NGO, nonprofit that I'll be launching that merges the space of entrepreneurship and STEM. But one core component of it is AI. And it's going to it's going to be launched in Nigeria and expand to other countries throughout the continent of Africa because of the need that exists there. So that's one element. However, what I want to propose today is something that I'm also looking to kick off that's completely separate, but it still ties into that mission to give back. And that is creating a program. It can be summer camp initially, but afterwards, an ongoing program for youth here in the States that focuses on AI. I've already purchased the curriculum, so I have the curriculum for it.
Yep.
I have the curriculum for it, and I have the background in teaching youth. I do teach at a university level now, but I've taught all ages, and so I'm familiar. I'm good with classroom management, so I know how to properly manage those spaces. And similar to the program that I'm working on abroad, the focal point is AI, but also tie in entrepreneurship. So that is, they are also interconnected because we're going to show you how to utilize AI to build their own businesses because they can. And in fact, I've done pitch contests with some of my students, high school students that I've had. And so I would love to partner, and I was going to, speak with you initially, John, about it and see if you were interested. But I want to pitch it, to whomever would like to partner on that. I'm not going to lie. My area of expertise is not AI, but I believe in partnering with people who are strong where I am weak. And so I'm definitely looking to connect with Clavette. If you want to talk, we can definitely talk offline about that as well. But anyone who would be interested, and I mentioned the other initiative, the NGO, because 10% of the proceeds though is going to go towards supporting that. So just putting that out there, just so just full transparency. But 10% will go to helping to support the nonprofit initiative that's happening abroad.
1,000%.
And if you want to join the team, listen, I think this could be big. Honestly, I know there's a huge need with education amongst the youth, so I think it really could be a really great initiative, a good project.
1,000%. I'm going after my whole thing is universities and colleges don't teach the tech and stuff, so that's the gap I'm filling kind of thing. So it's but think of just youth and adolescents. The only one is Alpha School. That they're doing AI powered private school, but it is stupidly expensive. I'll put this in the chat. So Alpha School is the only one. It's kind of headed by Elon Musk, a little self-funded. But basically the whole thing is teaching. It's a full STEM entrepreneurship and AI academy that basically teaches the innovation, how education is going to be changed now that AI is in the game, is now traditionally, instead of being a one-to-many classroom setting, it's now could provide personalized education. Where think of Khan Academy, where Khan Academy has its own individualized curriculum that students could work through lessons at their own pace to learn different subjects or disciplines kind of thing. So that's where AI is being used here. AI is being used both as a personalized teacher to the students to meet them at their level and then answer any questions 24/7, 365 with the chatbots kind of thing, and then also guiding them through the curriculum at their own pace kind of thing. So, and then a big thing too is after school programs, summer camps. Parents do know the importance of not just learning AI for them, but for their kids. But there are no resources. They're going to a school. The school and universities will never be able to teach curriculums to actually empower the students to get ahead in life with AI kind of thing. So highly recommend for everyone to also fill that gap as well too, and keep it simple. It could be do a 4-week program, because I used to do this for my STEM program. 4-week program, 1 week in a month. You meet for 90 minutes and you learn one part of a 4-part series or something like that. It could be a once a day, and then if they want to spend a little extra, it could be a 2-day program every Friday and Saturday, Saturday and Sunday, or something like that. After school also works too. Could be virtual, could be in person. In person, if you want to do in person, up your price, and then you could rent out space or venues, basically like classrooms. This is called Peerspace. It's like Airbnb, but you actually rent conference halls and rooms and like meeting places or meeting rooms. It could be super small, it could be super big. You could grow. It's what I'm using to basically rent the venue for our first AI Summit in September. So this is where you could do it in your area, find very affordable conference rooms of all sizes, and very affordable, like $38 an hour, $100 an hour. I mean, $100 an hour, you're filling it with 40 seats. So whatever you're charging for it, do charge appropriate for this too. So that's where I highly recommend start small, because what you need to do is the consistency thing. It's just like live streaming. It's just like creating content. When they first hear about you and about it, then you have it every week or every Saturday for 4 weeks. Then it churns to a new cohort. So they may know about this month, but it may take them 2 or 3 months to just get the funds or the time commitment to commit and join, for example, as well too. And the curriculum is very straightforward. You're just picking 1, maybe 3 tools. The most I would teach is ChatGPT, GenSpark, and then some other tool specific to what to help, because they're always trying to help, because ChatGPT will help them really good for questions and versatile as a tool, as a personal tutor. GenSpark is going to pour gasoline on top of that too. And then the biggest thing too is like and then making it fun, making it interactive and stuff as well too. Just one last one. I'll share this one. This is actually just popped in my head. Mark, NASA YouTuber. I can't remember his last name. Mark Robber. Okay. Mark Robber is a very interesting character. He was a former NASA engineer that loves STEM education and a passion for teaching, and started a YouTube channel where he just teaches basically STEM in a very fun way. He'll do these projects and basically to inspire people of what's possible with engineering and STEM education skills. Now, what he launched, he has a thing called Crunch Labs, but what he does, this is a very interesting business model. For a subscription, they're called subscription boxes. You can do the same thing here. So subscription boxes, Build and Hackbox, how much are these if you just do one, for example? Okay, 20 if you buy the annual plan. If you buy, okay, so $27. So I think they do, let's say a box a month, for example. So $30 a month subscription. And what they get is they get a box for a project. And he also gets you access to, I don't know how he does the scheduling. Like, is it a Saturday type of thing? Like, let's see if I could just find, like, you get the box and then I think these are pre-made courses that you get access to. And then, so it's not taking his time basically. And they work through this as well too. So this is a way that, because the problem with local is that, 1, people schedule and time. 2, social media is global. 2, so if you can teach this globally, basically STEM education AI or AI globally to adolescents too for a monthly subscription, and then they work through in a Zoom setting to basically learn the fundamentals and go through like a curriculum or something like that. And so this is just one way. And so he creates content to inspire. Parents love, the kids watch, and then they sign up for a box because they want to do what he could do. You're basically inspiring them as well too. And from there, now you have a curriculum that you're teaching globally. It's no different than a course, pretty much a course with resources that they go through. And you could do a community, same style, circle course. It's same thing as mine. Please copy mine. I encourage everyone to copy that. And then that's what basically you're doing this, because it's right now it's the biggest question too, is like parents are like, they're looking for resources, their kids are kind of lost, they're playing with the wrong AI tools or misinformation type things. They want to show what's really possible with AI. But yes.
Thank you.
And you're doing it for two, for the kids and for the adults. You have basically three camps. You have the kids, adolescents, and then you have adults, 9-to-5ers, and then you have entrepreneurs. Fundamentally three camps if you think of the whole holistic funnel of that people that need to learn AI.
Awesome. Thanks.
Take over the world domination as well too. Beautiful. By the way, Alpha School price, just to stretch you. To be a student in Alpha School, tuition is $40,000 a year. Yeah, let that just, yeah. Yeah. That's the cheap end too. And they're rolling out nationally. Nice. No, great questions. Marlon. So patient.
I'm here. What's up, everyone? I don't know if I have any wins or challenges from yesterday to today. It was been a busy day in the field, serving my HVAC customers. But okay, maybe a win. I got a win. I've been using my HVAC estimator GPT. I used it today. Sold the job.
Let's go.
So there it is. I used it right there on the spot. Sent the contract to the customer as I was at the house. Didn't have to wait to type anything up or reference anything. I just didn't have to check the price book. Just pumped it right in. So, copied and pasted it right in the House Call Pro. And he was like, let's get it done and approve the job. He got a system replaced for his elderly mother. So I guess that's a win for the day.
That's huge.
People are GPT that we make.
Highly recommend. I worked with another member in the community, and we built her a very custom GPT that solves a very big pain point: estimations, invoices, and stuff. So it's like custom GPTs are very valuable, like as a skill set to learn. It's a very powerful tool to automate. There's always two phases that you're either going to use them as a tool, which you did, and then there's also advisors like personalized business coach, life coach, or something like that. And then if you see value and you're like, man, this is really helpful, I want to productize this, because to hand this off to other people, you don't really want to give them they need a ChatGPT account, which is like, oh, okay, what is this? It's just a polished ChatGPT thing. You can move into the next level where you're like, okay, I need to build a lovable app would be the next evolution of it. So custom GPTs are just mainly built for MVPs, and for once you're like, cool, it's the fastest way to build an automation tool or an app, which is basically what you just built. It takes an input, gives you a standard output, does some magic in between. The next evolution to productize that is Lovable App, and Lovable App is where now you have a web app that's SaaS. That's basically from there that other people could sign in. They don't need a ChatGPT account. It takes some input, it would do some standard output, and you could charge a subscription for it. And then from there you get connected with AI as well too. So now you could productize your app basically, and that's why it's like always recommend is like you are the best customer, especially for your competition. Your competition is technically your customers, and then you sell that to all your competition, and you can basically build a SaaS product, a software as a service as well too.
Yeah, so perfect. Yeah, so small win, but a win nonetheless. And I guess my a challenge with that, since I've still been kind of developing it out, is so after I get through pretty much the scope of work line item by line item, which is coming out really clean and crisp and consistent, I have this master document PDF that I was using with like sample estimates to pull from, and like sample terms and conditions based on the type of equipment I'm installing. But for whatever reason, it's not pulling the terms and conditions properly. Like, it's still generating its own terms and conditions. So I kind of have to copy and paste the terms and conditions. So I was thinking today maybe I'll just create a second document, right? Like, just for the terms and conditions, and I'll tell it to reference that specific document instead of trying to search through one big document. So I guess that's the biggest challenge is getting that terms and conditions worked out, and that'll kind of be like the final step to getting this GPT to 100%.
Highly recommend when you build GPTs. Sometimes it's all going to come down to the prompting, and I'll show you a really great example. When you have files, this is just a really good one, right? Where is it? Okay, cool. When you have files, this will be a GPT that, if you look inside, I'm referencing a file here in the knowledge file, and I said, this is what success looks like. I want you to use this. This is what we're trying to replicate, or this is what you're trying to pull information from specifically. So when you go to your GPT, and God bless Megan for introducing us all to not only Markdown, but also referencing knowledge files in the custom GPT, full credit goes to Megan for that. So here, one, it's all in Markdown, and then two, I have a section here for knowledge files. You literally quote in the name of the exact file and what is going to be the use case for it. When does it need to reference that file for what specific use case? So maybe one of two things. One is either in your prompting, add the knowledge file, and in your step-by-step guide of what you literally work out too. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, do this, for example, as well too. It could be something not, computers are very, very fast, but they're very dumb. So you need to explicitly, I like using this analogy too, they're like a college intern on your first day of working with them. And if they're not doing a step that's necessary, then it's in you in the instructions that you didn't give it and break it down just a little more granular from there. And but the other side too is maybe you need to separate that part from the GPT, because having them do they're technically one program apps, one input, one output. They can't really do like a decision tree of like, when this happens, do this, if this happens, do that type of thing.
Okay.
So that's why they're just like one tool apps. Then from there later, then you may need to separate them into two GPTs. This one just does like the terms of what you're looking for, and it has reference images, and then it knows the step-by-steps of what input to expect, and then what should success look like as the output, for example.
Okay, that's fair. Appreciate that advice.
Congratulations. Like, that is, custom GPTs are so powerful. So powerful. Nice. Let's go with Christina. How's it going, Christina?
Going pretty good. Is there anything else we could go with? Because the nurse is here right now.
Oh, I lost you. Mute. There you go.
I said, I don't know if anyone else has not gone yet, but the nurse is here right now, so it might be a little distracted.
No worries. If you need, because I got less than 6 minutes, you could always DM me as well too. And just want to also highlight, because you mentioned last session that there are people that are going through your journey that there's not information available, and that may be something that you could, I would say, monetize, but also create content around and monetize to help other people that are going through your journey, to give them the resources, to give them the guidance, to even give them the support as well too, but then charging either a course or a book or a guide, even a $7 ebook that goes through FAQ of everything that you've learned through your journey could also be just as helpful, and digital product to sell. Actually make it $27 actually.
That might be good. I kind of want to get over it and never think about it again and move on with life. But I think some content to help people, and maybe an ebook to just feel like I contributed, and do a simple monetization, that's fine, and then I can move on and do something else.
For sure. Yeah. And we're here to support you along the way. So
yeah. And today's questions have been so helpful. Dr. Kiana and Sarah, and the first Sarah that spoke, she had some really good questions too about just, I think, closer to my level, not at my level, but closer to my level. And Clavette had really interesting questions. Those were really helpful.
amazing.
Thank you.
Just showing up, being a fly on the wall, you'll learn so much. That's the biggest thing, because it's like, this is the most cutting edge, and we're asking the most interesting, advanced, both entrepreneurship and business and AI. So it's amazing.
Yeah, and I'm starting to get a little bit more grounded in Notion. So I'm actually like really excited about that part. So I'm starting to feel less like I'm under a mountain and more interested and like excited.
Yep. Notion is my second brain, basically. Documents, files, resources, notes, and everything is just one template to rule them all. That's all you need. It's just one master template to store any information. If it's important, dump it in there. So that you could quickly find it when you need it. And then that's going to be basically, actually right here, that's going to be basically all notes, the most randomness stuff, things that you want to save, websites for important things. That way, you're like, oh, where's that one thing? Or, oh, that one note I shared. It's in Notion. It's in some list, and you're spamming it with basically keywords of so that you can find that one thing that you're looking for quickly and fast. Speed in, dump it in, speed out, find it quickly.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you.
Beautiful. Ahmed, appreciate the patience. Ahmed, your table is ready. Pizza for two served. Nice. We'll come back. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So keep rocking. I'm editing the community updates. I'm editing the Alfred course. So the Alfred course will get done. I should be able to get it done today. That's going to be great. Keep chugging along with the courses and stuff. If you have questions or stuff, definitely DM me as well too. Keep creating content is the biggest thing. It's like, keep that discipline in, keep creating content, set a timer, 60 minutes, 90 minutes capped, whatever you could produce for that day. If it's 1, great. If it's 3, even better. But just keep it simple and use the tools that you have. Don't feel like you have to buy all the other things or figure out OBS. Just get your phone out. It's like you're FaceTiming a best friend. Who is that ideal client? What is their pain that they're going to? How could you share one video to show up every single day to serve them, to help them, to get them closer to whatever the transformation and results? Simplifying business models. You don't need a lot. Keep it very simple. Some digital product, $27 to get in, and they could do group coaching. You could do courses as well too. I want you guys to start monetizing some. So think of your 2 offers, something low ticket and something mid ticket that you could sell. And then lastly, start going out and start talking about AI to your community. You guys are more than capable of experts that you could all hold your own, recommend the tools, and then you'll be surprised. You can help a lot of people just take advantage of AI. I'm sorry, just ChatGPT alone is going to change their life alone from there. Beginner fundamentals, ChatGPT, advanced, custom GPTs, and that is already super powerful enough. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Truly, you guys give me the blessing that I get to do what I love to do every day, which is teach, which is do tech support. As nerdy as that finds, I geek out about helping solve your guys' technical challenges, because I want to see all of you grow and build the businesses of your dreams and make that FU money at the end of the day too. So here to support you. So DM me any questions, post in the community. If we don't know, we can help. And then we're here for you. So truly, I'll see you guys later in the next episode. This will be uploaded end of day, so we can watch it with the transcript and the videos. And let's keep rocking together.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.
And then You guys are amazing, so patient. That is behind the scenes. I see all my amazing members, from Monica to Dara to Megan. I see all of you in the chat sharing such valuable information. I'm truly grateful for all of you. That's for new people. That's behind the scenes of what's it like to be inside the AI community. We have weekly coaching. Oh, you guys got pizza for me? Yo, I want pizza. We have a pizza fund for John. I gotta stop eating pizza because I got that double trim. Like, they're ruthless in the comments. But you guys are amazing, truly. Definitely come back for more live streams. Join the community. We're having a special. Their first 30 days of joining the community is only $1. You can't beat that. You get access to training, coaching, business mentorship, tech support, everything to help get your business up and off the ground and scaling so that you could work smarter, not harder. I'm truly blessed for each and every one of you. I'll see you at the 6 o'clock live stream show, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Bye. Okay.